Hello everyone, I am Lavanya and I am a Samarpan meditator, and I'm here to share a story with you about the aura report of His Holiness Sri Shiv Krupanand Swami, founder of Samarpan meditation. Swamiji is a realized saint, and he's been in society giving a lot of discourses and bringing self-realization to the masses. For someone like him, you can imagine what kind of aura he might have. And true enough, he has done a couple of different aura reports and got his photographs taken over the years. But the story that I want to tell you, it's about his last photograph aura report that was done. So 3 years ago, Swamiji was in the UK. He was here for a retreat and some other discourses. While he was here, some of the meditators here asked him, Swamiji, would you want to get your aura report done? And he said, why not? So they took the tube and they got to this place. And this place was called the Aura Clinic. And it is run by a gentleman called Bipin Chand, more commonly known as Shankar. So Swamiji got his aura report done. And then the team there then forwarded that report to us so that we could get a small kind of booklet publication done, kind of explaining the story and then the report inside. For me, I was tasked to do that, and while reading the story, I was very taken in by the gentleman who said that he could not believe how someone like Swamiji was still kind of walking around with zero bodily feelings, because his violet aura showed that he was in a very high spiritual state. I was working on the publication. I was just very curious 3 years ago to know exactly what went through for this gentleman, because it's not every day that a realized saint just walks into your clinic. It must have felt different. The write-up that we got was clearly more concise, but I was very interested even at that time to know and ask him some questions about his experience. And lucky for me, 3 years later, I managed to visit him at the Aura Clinic a few weeks ago and speak to him about it. There's this saying, I think it's more of an Indian saying, but I'm going to loosely translate it into English. When you drink water, you should strain it and then drink it. In the same way, if we were to follow a guru, then we should get to know as much as possible about him and not follow him blindly. So this aura report serves as a huge source of information about who Swamiji is and, exactly what his true state is. In this short clip, we speak to Mr. Shankar. He shares with us more about his experience with Swamiji. I hope you enjoy it.
I can feel that calmness.
Okay.
When I saw him, I can feel that the energy is so calming energy, and immediately I can see that there is a huge spiritual energy around him, and he's emitting a lot of spiritual energy. When he came, I just explained what I'm going to do. So I said, you need to sit in the chair, and then there is a hand sensor to read the energy, and I can put the hand on that sensor. Then I take the picture, and that picture will go into my computer, and the energy, the frequencies, what we are collecting through the sensors are changed into color frequency. Then you can see it in the screen. Then I can make a printout, or I can show it to you and give a reading. That so he was quite comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And he was very calm, and he went into the seat, and he went into a meditative state.
Yes.
And then I took the picture, and I was amazed to have such a wonderful aura. I can see that his aura is very, very mystical.
Yeah.
It's a high frequency. Guruji is having a violet aura.
Yeah.
And violet is something connected to the mysticism and spirituality, clairvoyance, all sorts of things it represents. And immediately I can see that he is in a high level of spirituality.
Yeah.
Because I was not informed who is coming. So when I said, he said, yes, I'm working on the higher order and doing all the spiritual work.
Yeah. When Swamiji visited Sri Lanka in 2016, one of the Buddhist monks he met said that Swamiji's aura is like that of Gautam Buddha's. The lavender color on the left side indicates a continuous receiving of universal energy, and the white on the right indicates a continuous selfless healing of whoever comes into Swamiji's aura. This healing happens regardless of race, religion, color, language, and country. The aura of a Himalayan saint.